from 70s, 80s, 90s. Dean Dax Duval was a legend. And what I want to do is share with you where you can find his info on archive.org. Maybe you're a person, you've heard about him from, you've heard Dan Kennedy mention him, or maybe from other places, and you wondered, you couldn't find anything about him. Like Google just deletes people after they pass on, I guess. Uh, and so, and I'm going to show you a few of his things. So he had things like this: his showcase for the premium DAX info data programs. These were 7 programs here that sold for $1,000, and you were also able to become a dealer for those programs. He one of his most famous little book he wrote during, I think, the 70s recession, which was 100,000 in 90 days. You know, it's a make money thing. It's actually a good report, though, you know, for what it is. Um, he had the penultimate mail order program, which sold for $10,000. He had his Be Your Own Boss, which was his mail order dealer program. And then this sold for $1,000. It was his mail order matrix. You say, well, Marlon, how could somebody pay $1,000 for just a little manual like this? Well, it was data I've never seen, you couldn't find anywhere else on how he ran his full page ads in probably 40 magazines, how he paid for them, how he structured the cash flow, um, how he handled mailing lists, how he invented an incredible viral method for getting additional customer names at no cost. Uh, I mean, it's information you literally could not get anywhere else back then, or today, ever, to my knowledge. So that's why someone would pay $1,000 for it. I don't know if I paid 1,000 or $500. I don't remember. All right, so let's jump in and look at his website. Now this is all back in archive.org. So let's see here. This one is, if it's, the website was daxrich.com, and he had a thing that was called Dean's Blogity. You could go, I guess, to archives. And in volume 15, he tells the story here that on Monday, January 4, I believe this was 2010, he had a stroke. And so, yeah, January 4, 2010 at 12:30. And he tells the story here of what happened with his stroke. And again, if you want to read this, it's in archive.org. It's daxrich.com. And the actual URL is / then Dean's, DEANS dash Bloggity, BLOGGITTY dash blog volume 15. Anyway, he was at his computer, I think, and he had a stroke. And then he had some multiple strokes after that. I do not know the time when he passed on, right? But he has, let's see if I can find it here. He had in his Bloggity archives all of his Bloggity posts, which were like, a lot of them were just stories from his life and so forth, little snippets of business. They're actually pretty interesting to read, to tell you the truth. Then we have, let's see what we had in the book nook. I think these were his books. Let's see here, or his store. We'll see if archive.org has it spidered. I'll give it some time here. It's slow to come up. All right, here it comes up. It's just really freaking slow, right? Probably they're going way the heck deep in their archives to find it. Okay, so here we had, I guess this was it, 7 reports on about wealth. Let's just see what we have here. Oh, these were just his books that you could buy. Okay, but with no description. That's really not real useful. If you go through this, you'll find some information on his programs. He talks here, he had some relapses. He attempted to sell his business, but I don't think anybody made a really good offer on it. I don't know if this is still up. He had a persona called the Elderly Dax, which would be a YouTube URL. Let's see if it comes up. He did a comedy thing. I think this is where he had his comedy thing. He did a comedy thing for charity, I think, when he was older. Okay, so here it is, yeah. It's the Elderly Dax 1. It's called Funny Stuff for Grown-Ups. This was just some, a few snippets from his stage speech, right? But if you were curious what he looked like or anything like that, he didn't put hardly any pictures of him out there. He had one picture of him in front of his Rolls Royce. That was about it. So it was kind of interesting here to see, you know, what he actually looked like. And you could go through here in the archives. Let me just see if there's anything else here of relevance. Unfortunately, there really wasn't many links to his programs. He mentions here he wanted to sell his inventory and stuff for at least 50 grand, and I guess nobody even offered that for it. I think people would have, but the right people probably didn't know about it. I mean, because it was just kind of on his blog, right? So he also had done art. He sold a lot of art, and I don't know if this will come up. I don't think you can see his art here. I think I tried to see this earlier, and you couldn't really. There was no. I don't think there's any pictures of it here. If you dug deeper, you could probably find it maybe here in the archives or something. All right. Let's see what else we have here. So the thing is, and the reason I'm doing this, in the earlier days of Mailorder, there really weren't very many teachers. I mean, you had a few people teaching. But what Dax was doing was giving people, you know, the ability to make up to 80% on his programs. You know, if you're watching this and it's pure make money, you may, oh, that was a bunch of bunk anyway. I guess it's all your perspective. I bought his stuff. I liked it. I got a lot out of the mail order matrix. I never did that particular method, but I got one idea out of the book that's just fantastic, right? You either kind of liked Dax or you